Please put your hat back on.
You said take it off. I look like a boy. Should I do a little messy bun? Would that be better?
No. Just put your hat on.
If I were a boy. You don't remember that song by Beyonce?
I didn't say I didn't remember it. Yeah, I did.
Well, you looked confused.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the show, Late Night Laughs with the Lawsons, and I'm your host, the funny guy, Daniel Lawson. And guess what? Your dreams came true. This week, we have my beautiful wife, Whitney Lawson.
Hello.
And guess what?
What?
Tomorrow's your birthday, which when this episode comes out, it will already have been both of our birthdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 4 days older. Never forget that. Which
34.
means I'm 4 days wiser.
And she will be the first one to piss on herself because she's 4 days older.
Yeah, probably. Well, I already pee on myself whenever I jump on a trampoline. That's what happens after you have babies.
Although I have gray hair already.
Yeah.
Cadence was quick to inform me the other day while I was filming
you got a big shiny one right there.
She was like, Dad, you got something in your beard. I was like, Cadence, it's a gray hair.
In your head.
Yeah, but I like it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the salt and pepper stage.
I like it. I think it's sexy.
Well, thanks for tuning in with us this morning. Last week, it was just me. We talked about gratitude and thankfulness, and it's a really good episode. And this week, I have you on the show. So thank you for, setting some time aside for us,
Stepping away from the living room to the office.
Yeah. I had to pull her away. She was watching Survivor.
It was just a rerun, but it's really good.
A rerun. It was an
older one, yeah. But it's been so long since I've watched that one. Mm-hmm. It's really good. I just forgot who wins.
Well, I'm going to let her give you a little update on Layton. Last you guys heard, she was getting a little bit better. And as you already
told him what was going on?
Yeah. As you all know, she's been extremely sick.
Yeah. So. She had a bug, but she's gotten better. She's just been really constipated. But now she's starting to get all of her hard poops out.
Yeah.
She just, where she's been so backed up and belly all stuck out and big, where it's hard for her to have a bowel movement, she'll say, hold on. Speaking of bowel movements, we were at Taekwondo. We were at Taekwondo today. Cadence kills me when I say karate. We were at Taekwondo today, and then randomly, it's quiet in there. All of a sudden, Layton goes, I poop. And I said, Layton. I said, no, you didn't. You just tooted. I poop.
She's yelling
and I'm like, I start putting my hand over her mouth. I'm like, no, you didn't. Shut. And I'm trying to get her to talk about anything.
She's probably meaning like, I have to poop.
Yes. And she gets down on the floor and starts jumping up and down. I poop. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And the lady next to me is just cracking up, laughing. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And she keeps going on. And then finally she stops. I'm like, and I'm sitting there. I know my face is probably blood red, like embarrassed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, your 2-year-old saying, I got to poop.
And I'm sitting there just smiling, like I got this cheesy grin on my face. And it stops. And then a couple minutes later, she starts doing it. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, just kill me now.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We got our test results back from the doctor. She ended up having like a really bad stomach bug.
It's called norovirus or something, but it's just a stomach bug. Yeah.
And it was weird. We all didn't get it at all.
No.
And there's no telling where she got it from.
And a stomach bug is very contagious, but I mean, thankfully, we didn't get anything.
Because she was messed up. She was down and out for a good 7+ days.
7 to 10 days, yeah.
But she's all better now. She's just getting over those little hard poops.
Yeah.
Because she was extremely dehydrated. They had
to get IV fluids. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's just, I feel like just a couple days ago, she got better. And now I feel like she's fully recovering. I mean, she had 3 or 4 poops today. They've all been pretty solid, but I feel like she's starting to fully regulate. So,
yeah.
But she's back to herself and wild, normal 2-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah. As you guys can tell, one of us decided to get ready.
Hey, I'm ready.
The other decided to get all the way ready and put the tennis shoes on.
What are you talking about?
You got tennis shoes on.
So?
I don't.
Oh.
I never do. I didn't have shoes on the last episode.
You don't hardly put shoes on?
No, not really.
Oh.
I mean, sometimes I do. I thought about it, but I was like, you know what? I got to bend down. I got to tie my shoes. I ain't trying to do all that.
Normally you're decked out from head to toe. I'm surprised you don't have shoes on right now.
I'm decked out all right.
Oh, gosh.
I got the hair fixed today, Got a fresh cut on Tuesday. And I was feeling, at the barbershop on Tuesday, they had the hot towels and they had peppermint oil in them. Oh, talk about a
Speaking
refreshing
of that, I need
visit.
to schedule my massage that you got me for
amazing
Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. But I keep forgetting because I'm so exhausted.
I'm telling you now, if you would have got me that, I would have used it and then bought another one while I was there and scheduled it. You need
Stay
to
so
do
busy
it.
with these extracurriculars between taekwondo and basketball and Layton being so clingy. I mean, are you going to be able to handle her while I leave for 2 hours for a massage?
Yeah, the past week and a half has been rough.
When she was sick, oh my gosh.
It was bad. Like, we're ready to pull our hair out bad.
Yeah.
And now I think
it was hard for
coming up over that hill now.
It was hard for even two of us to handle her when she was sick, just because it's not the fact that she was like wild, but it was just exhausting.
Yeah. It is Tuesday, and we are your favorite married couple, favorite influencers, favorite YouTube family, the Awesome Lawsons. And, today I wanted to talk a little bit about marriage and Hold
on, before we get to that.
Hold on.
Whoa.
What?
Before we get to that, because that's going to be a long, drawn out conversation. When we were taking a shower earlier, you told me I was going to get to tell you my duck story.
Oh, please tell me your duck story.
So earlier today, on the way home from basketball, driving down the road on the bypass.
Usually that's what you do.
When there's no water around, no water, no ponds, no lakes, no nothing.
Where were you at?
On the bypass.
There's no water around.
No.
What the heck is that big river thing that flows through there?
What river thing?
Where the old bridge is.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Anyways, continue.
We saw a big mama duck on the side of the road with 5 or 6 of her little babies, all in a straight formed line, like military style, just walking right behind them.
Yeah, those ducks keep it tight.
And they were just trotting along. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's something I've seen on like TikTok videos. And I'm like, and I probably would have almost gotten in a wreck if I just didn't turn and look at the cars in front of me. Because I'm just sitting there staring while I'm driving. I'm like, Cadence, look! Like, it was the cutest little thing.
Look, Cadence, you usually see these in a book or a little children's story, but this is real life.
Yeah, and Cadence freaked out just as much as I did. She said, oh, Mom, I've never seen that in real life before. I said, me neither. I've seen this in TikTok videos. It was so cute.
Well, did you take a picture, get some footage?
Honey, I was driving.
You could be making this up.
I was not making it up. It was cute, but it wasn't the cute little like white ducks you see in a storybook or whatever. These were like the brown little.
When a white duck they're yellow in the storybooks.
Okay, well, this wasn't a cute little yellow duck. It was a brown duck.
So it wasn't nothing special about this duck.
But they were still cute because they were
What
little
color
ducks.
was the mom?
They were all the same color. They were all like browns and tans.
You know what's funny is now that we're on birds, this is not what I wanted to talk about.
But they all had the webbed feet. That's how I knew they were ducks, because I saw the feet real quick and they were. Well, I didn't hear them.
All ducks have webbed feet.
That's how I knew they were ducks, though, because I was like, oh, let me make sure these aren't just regular birds like chickens or something.
Chickens would have made more sense walking down on the bypass.
Exactly. But I was like, let me look at their feet. And that's how I knew they were ducks. And I saw their bills.
Yeah, usually that's the thing that gives it away. Yeah.
And they're more oval. It wasn't a little beak. So I was like, oh, they're ducks. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Well, you never know what you're going to hear here on Late Night Laughs. That's funny. That's a good laugh for us today.
But that made my day, seeing that mama duck with all them little baby ducks.
I can tell.
It was so sweet.
I can tell.
I was tempted to park the car and get out and try to pet one of them baby ducks.
Oh, good luck. You ever tried to pet a mama's baby duck?
What was she going to do? Poke me with her beak?
Bro, those things are...
They ain't got teeth.
That doesn't matter.
It could have pinched me with its bill. Ooh.
Ducks have claws.
On what?
They're flippers. They're webbed feet.
Okay. It would have been worth it for me I would have picked them one of them.
I don't know if they would scratch you or anything, but I just seen them on there.
I would have ran to pick up one of them little baby ducks to pet it, and I would have gave it back. I wasn't going to steal it.
I nursed I didn't nurse. Nurse sounds kind of strange.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't
You
nurse.
ain't got milk coming out from you, okay?
No. But there was this duck I brought, I kind of brought back to life. I brought him home, and I think Dad put him out of its misery. But we were at Three Springs Park.
Was this your cat?
No. This is the duck.
Don't be trying to make this up like you done saved all these animals when it was just your cat.
This is a duck.
I know. Did you really?
Yes. There was a duck that...
Can we call your dad to confirm this story?
Yeah.
Call him.
I'm on a show. I can't call him right now.
Let's call him.
Listen.
Let's call to confirm.
Dad saw this, or I saw this duck, and Dad's like, hey, Daniel, that duck's probably going to die. The turtle had got bit its foot off or something. And he was just like, kind of like.
Was it a snapping turtle?
It was a turtle in a pond, I'm sure. The duck was footless.
Well, if it was a snapping turtle, it would have killed the duck then. So it wasn't a snapping turtle.
It was a turtle. But the duck this turtle ate the duck's foot or something. And then I ended up taking him home and putting him in a blanket. And then I set him in the weeds, like the tall, like hay grass, because I thought that's where ducks like to lie.
Oh my God.
And I made him a little bed. And
Aw.
I don't know what happened to him after that.
Remember those little baby rabbits in Big Clifty that we found, and we tried, like we were bottle feeding, or it wasn't even with a bottle, it was with a dropper. And there were like 3 of them, I think.
Wild bunnies are one of the hardest things to
And then one died, and
keep
then
alive.
The next day one died, and then the last one died a couple of days later. And that was so sad because I'm like, we tried everything. Like we would stimulate them and everything.
Yeah, they're wild bunnies. Dad was telling me they're called knotheads, I think is what they're called. Like when they're wild and you bring them in, and people can breed them, and they're really good because people use them for like hunting dogs and stuff. Like
we were doing everything right though. Like we would stimulate them correctly. We fed them. We kept them warm. I don't understand.
Well, a lot. I mean, think of it as like babies, and they like the touch of their mom. That animals need that motherly touch, just like humans need motherly touch.
Well, my baby's alive.
Yeah, because it has motherly touch.
Well, yeah.
Physical interaction between the animals, like just like humans, when you nurture and hold a baby, it's liable to live longer. Liable? Is that a word? Liable to live longer.
Well, I'm country, so liable.
Sounds right to me.
Liable.
Anything sounds about right to me. But anyways, guys, we just wanted to jump on here tonight.
Is that right? Liable? It's liable?
Yeah.
Liable to live? Liable?
Yep. And talk about some marriage stuff.
Now it sounds wrong. You're confusing me.
But what I wanted to talk about today is like, I know we're married and we have some listeners that were married.
Are?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I am. Oh, you are too.
I am too.
Look at you.
Oh, cool.
That's a first. Usually I catch her without it on. You knew we was going to talk about marriage today.
No, I've had this on all day actually, but the reason why I don't wear them a lot is because this thing got bent earlier. This is such a good ring set. I don't know, and that's why I try not to wear it so often. But so real quick before you get started though, I don't ever buy expensive wedding rings. I always get mine off Etsy because no one's ever going to know if they're real or not. And that way, if I want a new wedding ring set to change the color or a new look, I always buy a new set. And one new set, I spend maybe $30 on it, and it lasts me a good year. I mean, that's kind of a steal for me.
Mine wasn't very expensive, and mine's unique. It has a guitar string in it, and I've had this forever.
Yeah.
Well, since we got married. And that's one thing I ain't spending a lot of money on. I think that is the pointless...
I do too.
Purchase. That is the first pointless purchase of a marriage, in my opinion, is a wedding band.
Yeah.
An expensive one is what I'm saying. Like
people spend thousands and thousands of dollars.
No.
For one, I kind of look at it as like an accessory, like not like the meaning behind it, but as far as like the look of it, it's like clothing to me. Like I like to change things, like my hair, my clothing, my purse, my earrings. And some days I'm like, oh, I want something different looking. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of see like, I don't want to spend so much money on it because I want to change the look of it.
Yeah.
I wear it because of what it means. But as far as the style, I like to change things all the time. So I'm not going to go and spend thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I'm not going to go and spend thousands of dollars on it.
Right.
And I think it's kind of cliche and almost kind of like disrespectful for women that are like,
oh, you didn't get me a ring for $10,000. Yeah. Yeah.
Or it's like, he doesn't love me if he doesn't spend this amount of money.
Right. I
think
completely
it's
agree.
so stupid.
Right.
I mean,
you should be thankful enough that he's wanting to marry you and that it's the thought that counts.
My thing is to save the money and use it on your honeymoon or something.
Right.
Gamble it. If you're just going to buy gamble it and try to win some money.
I mean, that's what we did. We saved our money.
We didn't have a big wedding at all.
No, we went to the courthouse and we've been together. This will be going on 8 years in October. And we went on a honeymoon. We went to Cancun and I wouldn't take that back because we had fun.
And a lot of people do the big weddings and then still take the honeymoon. But guess what? We was broke. We was living check to check. So we made the smarter decision, get married at the courthouse. We used our money that we've been saving to take our little trip. And it was fun. We had a blast. And honestly, it seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
It really did. Like the smell of Cancun, whenever you like walk in that resort we did, like
I can still smell it.
Yeah. It's weird. It's certain experiences like stick with you a lifetime. Or if you smell something that's similar to it and you're like, honey, this smells like Cancun.
And I'm like, honey, do you know what this smells like? And you're like, Cancun. Yeah.
It's
I love that.
It's a very distinct a smell. But tell them the story about whenever we went in there.
When we got to Cancun, so when we first got there, we got into the foyer or whatever.
It's called a foyer. Foyer. It sounds like you got a speech impediment.
Well, if you're trying to be fancy or whatever. But anyways, we get in there and they're grabbing our luggage and they greet you as soon as you get to the counter. I'm trying not to laugh when they check you in. And so they're checking us in and they greet you with drinks. They're like, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Lawson. And they're putting our drinks up on the counter and they're like in these fancy glasses.
Oh, they was fancy. They was iced down.
And they were blue and cold and we drink them. And I'm like, ooh, they're greeting us with drinks. That's so fancy. Like this is I've never been on a vacation like this.
No, me neither.
Yeah. And so we think we're like VIP or something like
which we were.
We were. And we felt amazing. And we took a drink of them and we finished them, of course. And you're like, oh my God, this is the best drink I ever had. And you're like, ooh, and then he asked
like the bellhop or something.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, what's in this? This is so good. This is the best drink I've ever had. And he goes, sir, it's lemonade.
I thought it was like a little mixed drink or something. I mean, they presented it like it was.
But what you said was, this is the best drink I've ever had. What is in this?
It was blue lemonade.
He said, sir, it's lemonade.
It was good though. I was like, well, fill her up.
Well,
fill me up.
It was so hot when we got there because we were on a bus and an airplane and it was just hot. It was, what was it, in June?
Yeah. Something
like that. And it was muggy and we were just, obviously a lot of places in Mexico, Cancun.
I think I fell asleep on the bus ride from the
because it
airport
was,
it was like 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah, we both fell asleep and it was hot. Yeah,
it was hot. But, I just want to talk about how do you know that person is the one? How did you know that I was the one? Maybe not me, but like if a listener's listening, what is something that they should look for
what kind of qualities?
Yeah, what kind of qualities does a man have before you marry him, and stuff like that? Like if you were to give any kind of advice, or what qualities did you look for?
Well, a big quality for me is someone that can make me laugh, like someone I can enjoy being around. Like if I'm...
Check mark.
Like if someone can't make me laugh, like that's a huge part of me. Like I love to have a smile on my face. I love to have fun. Like life's all about, maybe not all about, but I enjoy having a good time. Like I'm a big jokester. I love to laugh. I feel like it's such a good thing for my soul, for anyone. And so that's a huge thing for me. Like, I know a lot of people say like, oh, they got to look good. And this, like, yeah, of course you want to be attracted to someone, but that's not what keeps you with someone because looks eventually fade.
Clearly.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I'm just kidding. I knew I'd catch you off guard. But yes,
for me, I'm like a fine wine. I only get better with age, bruh. Okay. Correct yourself.
Yes.
Anyways. So like, of course I'm attracted to you, but when someone can make me laugh, it opens up this whole new like level of attraction. It's crazy. It's like if you and I were to never meet, I'm like, oh yeah, he's good looking. But then if you can make me, like if we were sitting there and you're like making me laugh, cracking all these jokes, and we were to sit down and have a conversation for like an hour and I'm like laughing my head off, the level of attraction would probably go, just say if it were at like a 5, it would go from like a 5 to like a 9. Like
mine out of 10.
Or a 10, whatever. But I'm just saying, it's crazy. Like, I love to laugh. Definitely being loyalty, honesty, that's very important. Like, being open and honest is very important to me.
Do you think loyalty is something that, like, grows in time, or is that something you get right away? Like,
I think it just depends on the type of person that you are.
Yeah.
Now, me, I'm the type of person, I've always been a loyal person. I'm the type of person to where I will be loyal to you, whether you're a friend, I'm in a relationship, whatever. Even if I'm done dirty, which is kind of sad, even if I'm done wrong, I am still a loyal person.
What do you mean? Like if someone
So for example, in my previous marriage,
right?
He cheated on me numerous times.
Right.
And
so you're saying you go into it open-minded? Is that what you're saying? Or do you say instead of you getting cheated on, you're saying what? Like,
so
what
in
would be the
in my
difference?
previous marriage, he cheated on me numerous times.
Correct.
And instead of me leaving him, or instead of me doing him dirty,
gotcha.
Or instead of me just doing anything else, I was like, he can change, or, you know, just anything like that. I was still there to support him. I never had a negative attitude towards him.
Yeah.
Nothing. You know, I was still loyal to him. I still treated him as my husband. I still loved him. You know what I mean? Even though I was continuing to be done dirty. And I'm the same way with my friendships. Like, someone might do me wrong, but I'll forgive them, and I'm still loyal to them. But that's just me as a person. You got people out there who are like, oh, you did me wrong, I'm done, so on, which is fine.
You're kind of like that.
Yeah, but I've grown to be like that because I've kind of learned my lesson, as far as I kind of feel like I used to be a doormat, like to where people would walk all over me and I would be naive. And I've kind of learned my lesson to that. As far as I've grown up, I kind of see the red flags. And I am a loyal person, but if you do me wrong so many times, I'm not going to continue to let you treat me that way, you know? So, but I'm the type of person I'll trust you until you prove me wrong, or unless you prove me wrong.
Right.
That's how I am. I'm loyal unless you do something different. Now, other people, you have to earn my trust. You know what I'm saying? There's two different types of people.
So did I have to earn your trust when we first?
No, I always.
Like, do you go in open-minded to any relationship?
That's how I am with everybody. Even with people I don't even know, I always believe, which I've always talked to you about this, and it kind of, you know, backfires on me a lot with friendships or with people or in relationships. I always believe everybody has the best intentions. And I still, to this day, it sometimes gets me in trouble because I can't seem to part with that.
Yeah.
Because that's just how I am. Because that's how I am.
Right.
But
which is okay. I mean, that's a great trait. I think everybody should go into, regardless of how you were done in the past, I think it's healthy for people to go into relationships open-minded, because walls are a bad thing sometimes, in my opinion, because I understand.
There's the confusion though. Like, I don't have walls.
I'm just saying for people in general.
Yeah, like, because of being done dirty in the past, I've fixed one thing, but I've continued to be the same person, as far as I don't have any walls up, and I will be quick to set boundaries as far as, hey, you did me wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give you a second chance, but then if you do me, you know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. You know, I've learned my lesson that way. But I'll always be open-minded, as far as I will never have any walls up.
Yeah, I would suggest that people that are listening to not go into a relationship with any walls up, but you have to understand, like, this could happen too.
Right.
Like, going open-minded, and that's a hard thing. Like, that's a huge growth factor for people. I feel like it was a big factor for you, you know, and your growth through the times that we've been together, and we're both still growing daily, but like that kind of growth is huge when you have been done a certain way and you get ready to be in a new relationship and you say to yourself, I'm going to go into this open-minded. That's hard, especially, it could be anything. You could be cheated on. You could be abused. I mean, you never know. But if you go into that relationship and you have those walls up, who knows? This could be the perfect guy. You know what I mean? Yes. And that's where you have to understand, like, okay, I'm going to put my walls down, but I still have to keep a guard up. But do you keep a guard up or do you let that guard down?
But see, that's the thing. That stuff is way too confusing for me. And it seems like it's so much more hard work. And that's why I choose not to do that. Like, why put yourself through that mind game?
It's stress.
Yeah. Why put yourself through that when life is already so stressful? And on top of that, what I told myself from the beginning, like when I went through my divorce and all that, the hell I went through with that, I'm like, I can't put a guard up, a wall up, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? There's someone out there for me, whether it happens, a week from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. I can't keep a guard up, and I have to continue to be myself.
Yeah.
And if I continue to get hurt, I'm going to get hurt. But eventually I will find that right person out there for me. And, I was in a few relationships after my marriage before you to where I went in the relationship open-minded and got done the same way, but I was still the same person. And then, of course, it led me to you, so you just got to continue to be your true self because eventually it'll happen.
Yeah. I try to look I look at marriage like a business relationship, like a business partner. At the end of the day, it's truly what it is.
As far as what I'm going to bring to the table?
No. I mean,
that's business.
Is she good with money?
Oh, gosh.
You know what I mean? How does she handle issues when issues arrive? You got to look at marriage like a business partner, because that's what it is. You're doing business all the time, whether you're building houses, building your future, having kids. It's like a marriage is strictly a business relationship. Do you have good communication? When you're in a business partnership, it's like you got to communicate to be successful. You know what I mean? Plus, you got to look at the 3 C's: communicate, communicate, and communicate. The most important things ever. You have to look at marriage like a business relationship. When it gets gruddy and grungy, it's like, or is my partner going to collapse? Is my business partner going to collapse? Or we going to buckle up and, take it full force head on?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think I picked a good business partner because you're great with money and I'm not. If I see something, I'm like, hey, we'll buy it. We need some new cameras.
No, wait.
We need new cameras. Okay. Yeah, let's get it. But she's very financially responsible. It's a good yin to the yang, I'm not financially irresponsible. I just like having cool stuff, like these lights or these lights or those cameras. Like, it's cool stuff to me. Like, it's electronics.
And he'll say, honey, I want to get these lights. And I'm like, honey. And I'm like, and he'll be like, but honey. And I'm like, if you want these lights so bad, just wait a couple more weeks. Just wait. I tell you when you can purchase them.
It's only financially irresponsible if I want it. But if something she wants.
What do I ever want?
Oh, it's the best business decision ever. You wanted a brand new Jeep.
We wanted a new car anyways.
No, we already had a new car.
Yeah, and I wanted to trade in the old car.
The old car's a new car.
No, it's not. It's from 2022.
It's a new car. It has less than 5,000 miles on it.
No, it does not. It has 18,000 and something miles on it because I drove it today.
It's still brand new.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Brand new is 2024. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong. There's a 2025 out there.
No, that's not a 2025. That's a 2024.
That in our driveway, yes, I'm saying out there in general, there's 2025
Okay, but the
models.
newest one that we have is a 2024.
Well, what I'm trying to say
is... And you
is,
drive that majority of the time, so I want to trade in the 2022 for my Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, you don't do that when you have 3 kids.
That's what we have the Yukon for.
We're not getting a Jeep.
See? Point proven.
See? I am financially responsible.
No, you're not, because you don't know how much we have in the bank.
You're right. It's
and I'm the one that
job.
balances the bills.
And that's why I say it's a business relationship. People have jobs. Yours is that. Mine is this. You know? But yeah, I look at it as a business partnership, in my opinion. Can you communicate? Are you financially responsible? How do you handle under pressure situations? Because there's a lot when it comes to marriage. A lot, especially when you're coming in with a blended family. You know what I mean?
As far as our business, you would be like,
I'm CEO.
You would be like CEO of Coca-Cola over here, and I would be the Wolf of Wall Street, correct?
The CEO of Coca-Cola? What do you mean? I don't get it.
That's like the status. Like, you're Coca-Cola, and I'm Wall Street.
Well, Wolf of Wall Street isn't a business.
Wall Street. Do you not get the importance of Wall Street?
Wall Street ain't doing so hot right now. So
as far as finances, Wall Street and Coca-Cola, obviously,
they're booming. Trust me. When's the last time you walked into a store and seen all that Coca-Cola products in there? Every day.
I'm talking about as far as finances. Compare finance.
Coca-Cola is doing just fine, right, Coke? You better be careful. They might be sponsoring us one day.
I'm talking about compare finances. Compare Coca-Cola to Wall Street. Who's got better finances?
Probably Coca-Cola. Honey, Coca-Cola has been around for many years. They ain't going nowhere. Wall Street?
Does Coca-Cola...
Pull up some stocks right now and see how your old stocks are doing.
Who's running the stocks?
I don't know.
Wall Street.
Biden, and he doing a good job.
Wall Street's running those stocks.
Honey, no. Wall Street is a place you go to stock trade, right? Am I wrong? I don't even know. I don't
freaking know, but all I know is Wall Street.
Well,
is running it, okay?
I will take... If you want to label me as Coca-Cola, go right ahead. Okay,
take Wall Street.
You know what I would do?
Okay, Wall Street's out. You're Coca-Cola, I'm Tesla.
That makes a little more logical sense.
Okay, so yes, my finances are better than yours.
Yeah, well, so I'm more popular.
You drink your Coca-Cola over there while I'm riding in my Tesla. Okay,
that's fine. My Coca-Cola takes battery rust off a car battery.
Well, at least my Tesla can take me to go get that car battery. Okay.
Yeah, better hope it's not too far because you're going to run out of juice. But guess what? I ain't going to run out of Coca-Cola. Go to Walmart. See all that Coke on the shelves. But yeah, marriage is like a business partnership. You got to have a good relationship, good partnership, good communication, and how you handle tough situations. So when it comes to issues with relationships or problems, what is your best way or best advice to solve those problems? If there is a problem, how do you solve it? What are the steps? What do you do? What do we do?
You ignore them.
We tie each other at the wrist and we put a blade in one hand and first person to get cut.
Do what?
I'm just joking. It's a joke.
Oh my gosh.
We don't do that.
That's pretty brutal.
But what do you do or what do you suggest?
If there's a problem?
Yeah.
You talk it out. Mm-hmm. Duh.
Do you feel like problems are talked out all the time?
I mean, no. I mean, obviously everybody.
Or is there some compromise in there sometimes? Because there's always going to be issues that arise.
Yeah,
you know
and then I mean, sometimes we don't even initially talk about it. I mean, we're all human. We all react naturally, and there's times when I might get, upset or frustrated in the moment, and I'm a woman, so I might say, I don't want to talk about it right now or whatever, and I might want to cool down for a minute and that's very normal. I mean, a lot of people like time. And that's what I would like for you to help understand, because I feel like sometimes you don't really understand that. And it's not that I don't want to speak to you about the issue or whatever, but a lot of people like time in that moment to kind of gather their thoughts about the situation of what's going on.
Slow processors.
No. No, just kind of like a plan as far as
a plan of attack sounds natural for a woman.
Not a plan of attack. A plan as far as whether to express themselves or I don't know how to react to the situation, because I'm the type of person, like, I'm a very kind, good-hearted person, but also if I'm very hurt by someone that I love, or just very hurt in general, or someone hurts someone that I love, I can easily flip a switch. That's just how I am. Like when it comes to people that I love, like if you hurt them or if I get hurt, like I can easily just
go crazy.
No, I can really just easily get angered.
Yeah.
And so that's why I like to take a minute sometimes to just take a breath, collect my thoughts, and just react in a better way instead of just expressing myself, and just calm down.
I think there's some things you should talk about in the moment right then. I feel like there's some things you shouldn't talk about. I guess what I'm trying to say is like pick your battles, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
because a lot of things are compromises too.
Yeah, but some people feel better in a situation when they're like, just give me a second, because they feel like they need a breather. And sometimes I need one of those moments because I feel like, especially like, I feel like we've maybe once or twice we've had like a heated argument. And when you have those heated arguments, it kind of feels like there's so much going on to where it's like you can't take it much more, and it's like you just need a breather, you know what I mean? And it's like you just want to be able to talk calmly because you kind of feel like you've been running around in circles. And when you keep going and feel like you're not getting anywhere, you just want to take a minute. You feel like you're just going nowhere with the situation.
Yeah, and what I would suggest too is during that minute that's taken is reflect on what we talked about last week, gratitude, and reflect on the things you're grateful for that person. Like, what was the reason you got married? What was the reason you said I do to her or him? When you do take a minute and say, we'll talk about this later. But what's during funny, that reflecting period, I feel like it would be helpful if people thought about just like if, when Layton's crying and sick, what was the reason, like, we decided to have a baby? What did we feel when this baby came out?
Right.
And then it just changes your whole thinking. I feel like it's your whole process of like, yeah, Layton's crying and she's just up my butt. She's pissy. She's whiny, and you just want to scream. But then you reflect, it's like, wait a second, why did we want to have this baby? What did I feel whenever she came out? And then you start thinking of all these great things.
Right.
And I feel like it does alter your thinking a little bit.
What's funny is though, which I can speak for myself on this, but I would assume other people probably think this way as well. But I feel like when majority of people get into these big heated arguments, I feel like majority of those arguments are caused by other things.
Like something
other than the two people in that argument.
Yeah, usually. I mean,
and it's like, so it's kind of like you just need to sit there and be like, wait a minute, why are we fighting? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My old boss always used to say, it's not always the mustard or something like that. Talking about if a customer comes in and brings back their order and they're pissed off that their hamburger was wrong, it's not always the mustard that is the problem. It could be their aunt who's just got diagnosed with a terminal illness.
I was going to say, what is it, the mayonnaise or something? I thought that's
it could be their son or daughter just
You
died
never know
in a
what
car
someone's
accident.
going through. Right.
And that's what they always, my old boss always told me, like, just handle the situation as in, it's probably not the mustard today.
Right.
It's probably not the pickle that's messed up. Whatever. It's probably something else going on.
Right.
9 times out of 10, that's really what it is.
Right.
And you're just that person right there in that moment that has to take all the heat.
Right.
And then you just got to swallow your pride for a minute and let them do their thing and handle them and send them out the door.
Right.
And then a lot of times I've seen people come back, and this has happened to me like a week later or a day later, and they're like, man, I don't know what was going on with me yesterday, but I'm sorry. And kudos to those people, right? That's a big step to apologize for something like that. Well,
that guy that cursed me out at Wendy's that came in to the store when he was in that drive-thru that one day, you remember him? Mm-hmm. You know who you are. I'm still waiting on an apology. That was like 4 years ago.
You can just email it to the Awesome Lawsons Business
Yes,
at
you know who you
gmail.com. But what were we talking about before that? I can't remember.
I'm talking about how, like, sometimes I like to take a moment.
Yeah, I feel like that's fine. But when you do take that moment, just remember
what you're grateful for.
What you're grateful for. And that's hard. I mean, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Just like anything. But life's a constant learning process, and marriage is a constant working progress.
And love is a battlefield.
And love is a battlefield.
That was perfect for that.
And love is blind.
Yes.
It is.
Love that show.
But that's why it's so important to always work on it. And we need to constantly work on ours. And we have a great relationship. I have fun. We laugh.
We just stay so busy.
We're busy. But it's important to take time for your husband, time for your wife.
Speaking of time, so yesterday, Cadence was like, Mom, can you lay with me? I said, no, not tonight. I said, I'm going to go spend time with Daddy. She goes, what? I said, yeah. I said, Daddy wants me to spend some time with him, so we're going to go hang out in the hot tub. She goes, oh, you spend time with him all the time. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, y'all spend time together every day, all day. I said, no, we do not. I said, he's in his office working all day, every day. And I'm tending to Layton or taking you to basketball or taekwondo.
Or fixing you supper, doing laundry.
But she had the nerve to say, she's like, y'all spend time together every day, all day.
That sounds like classic Cadence, in my opinion. So that's funny.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Kids don't get it. Kids don't understand because they live in the now, the self-gratification, like what is the instant feel good, like that's just how kids are. And they'll learn that as they get older.
And I was laying with her tonight. She said, are you going to lay with me tomorrow? I said, yeah, probably. She's like, no, you won't, because you're going to say, I got to spend time with your daddy.
Which it was. We had fun.
Yeah.
We hung out in the hot tub and it was nice to just chill. And I said, I'm not going to work
And we were sitting out there, and I could literally smell and feel the wind.
Felt good. The wind did, yeah.
Yeah, and literally just no noise. I mean, it felt really nice.
Mm-hmm. And that's good to do and set time aside. And we were trying to do that on Sundays, but we're so busy. As long as it's one day a week, I'm fine with that. Or one evening, we could be filming or something that day, but as long as like we just say stop with everything and let's just hang out for a little bit.
I'd like to do it more often, but we're so busy. Yeah, it's hard.
We are. But I'm always here if you ever want to join me. Because I enjoy this too. I enjoy sitting and talking and chatting and looking at you over there, and then working on our relationship and working on our growth as people. It's
just hard for me late at night because Mama just stays so tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like right now, my eyes just feel like they're burning.
Well,
because it is 11:50. No wonder my eyes are on fire.
Yeah, it was almost 11 when we started.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Mama's. Whew.
Well, take us out, honey.
Take us out where?
In the show.
Oh, I'm comfortable with starting it, but not ending it. So you got this.
Let them hear it.
No.
Let them try. No. Come on. You've been promoted.
What am I supposed to say?
Just how would you end the show if it was yours? Go ahead. Let's hear it. And cue the music.
Well, that's it for Late Night with the Lawsons. Don't look at me like that.
All right. You've been demoted and fired. Sorry. Record scratched. It stopped.
How do you do it?
The music stopped. Huh?
Well, what do you do?
Buckle up.
Buttercup?
No, like buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. Well, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We appreciate you. I always enjoy it. I hope you do. I know it's Tuesday and it's towards the beginning of the week, but guess what tomorrow is? It's hump day. So we hope you guys have a great rest of the week. We hope you have a good weekend. And now that we're 34, we're going to enjoy our birthdays and have a good time.
6 more years till 40.
Yeah, we're almost there. That's all I got for you, folks. What about you, honey?
But when we get 40 will be the new 20.
Yeah, 34 is the new 20 for me. I'm never getting past the age of 16 because I'm super immature and I love it. And I hope you guys do too. I'll probably be dressing as Cadence when I'm 60 or 70. It's going to happen. I'm going to be that dad. I'm going to be that papaw. Oh, I'm going to be a papaw. Well, guys, that's it for tonight. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time. As always, stay awesome and stay sweet.
You're going to be one of those weird papaws.
Probably. We'll see you next time.